makhoa, white people, they know how to be drug addicts.
Okay.
They know how to be functional drug addicts.
Yeah, functional.
Yes.
We spoke about this.
Yes, they
in the
smoke,
morning.
but they know
Yeah,
ukuthi
you see this
they gotta earn money to buy that.
Yeah.
They don't let you sponsor like our children. Let us sponsor their habit. White druggies used to go to work and be the best in the job, but come out and do the drugs. Baby, I'm missing you. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I know you will call. Right now, I'm missing you. Nyambuza ngithi, awuthiyami, uyamazi uBrenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Le nto nayithi ayimina uBrenda.
Yeah?
Athi yimi uBrenda. Ufuna mina.
Lotshani sitshaba ngendisa nathi kulo narha siragela phambili.
I'm very impressed with what you're trying to do.
Mina ngithandela utshwala.
Nathi singama-community omphakathi.
Usiphosile uyasijoya futhi athina.
Journalists have been asking me what happened between you and Somizi.
It's a good day to have a happy day. It's happy days on podcasting. I will right. It's always a good day to have a happy day. The name is Freddie Gwala. Thank you so much for joining us. Namhlanje. And njengoba vele swashintsha amavile siqala siphethe neyipeyiwile sithatha ama chance. Namhlanje iround elihle. Sithi thokoza mkhulu. Thokoza mkhulu. Blondie. Yeah, bathi inkosi yamanzi. Yeah, inkosi yamanzi. Angeke uzubuye manzi. Or probably I just have to start by singing my favorite song for you.
Please.
Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da ba bu do bo bo do bo 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 be 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 de be de bo 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 be de. Asingene ku chorus.
All my friends tell me you'll be coming home soon, but baby I'm missing you. Baby I'm missing you. Sometimes in the middle of the night I know you will call. Right now I'm missing you. Baby I'm missing you.
Yeah. Blondie. You make me cry. I'm telling you, make me wanna cry.
Please cry.
Yeah, isn't those 70s, ne?
87.
87 to be precisely.
87.
Yours, man, is just a very rich history that I'm very happy today to really to unpack. You know, so I'm gonna help you ukuthi ukhulume nabantu batshela ukuthi isuka phi yonke lena, because I know ukuthi you started the whole journey started 1969, just that way back with the TNT group.
Yes.
Just take us back.
Yes.
Where it all started.
Yeah, there was a time eSoweto njena kwavela waqhuma njena. It was like ama crackers, mama waqhuma pa 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 pa.
Yeah.
You know, every kasi had a band.
Yeah.
Every township started a band. So Kona lady, they started this band called the TNTs.
Okay.
It was not a very welcome name for the government because TNT means trinitrotoluene,
I was
which
about
means
to
dynamite.
Yeah.
So the government didn't like the name, but that was the band's name.
Okay.
So Rona Lapa Ekasi, we hear this music from Etladi across the rivulet, and then you hear this band playing Kona Lady every evening. So we were attracted, and me coming from a musical family, I had to go and listen to this band. You know, I had played in a band, but it was a band with a guitar and the string bass, you know, the one on the Joko T. And 3 voices, male voices. So I had sang with a band like that, but I didn't sing with an electric band.
Okay.
So I go to their rehearsals. Kori Muraba was their lead singer. So on this day, Kori Muraba just didn't come. So I'm sitting outside with all my friends, Mo Fenstering by the window there, and we're listening. And they're starting this song, and they stop. They start, they stop. They can't move forward with the song because there's no singer to lead them.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, I know this song. I always write these songs for my sisters.
Okay. And you remember the song?
I remember the song. I knew it from the beginning to the end. I came in, I pushed through my friends there. Hey, sorry guys, sorry.
Yeah.
And they moved, and I went into the house. And there was these 4 guys, bassist, drummer, keyboard player, and a guitarist. And I said, Dumelang Baholo, I think I can help you, Kapina Ina.
Yeah. Dumelang Baholo, I think I can help.
And the guys burst out laughing.
Yeah.
Who is this little...
Yeah.
What does he think he can do? And the song is I've Got My Mojo Working by...
Oh, I've got my mojo.
By Jimmy Smith.
Working. Yeah.
Baby.
Working, babe.
And I'm going to try.
Yeah.
You.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
And I've tried in New York City. Whoa. And I'm gonna try.
Yeah. It's a happy day.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, it's a happy day to have a good day. Cool. Then the drummer said, Tabi Piniti. He said, guys, give the lady a chance. And then the guys decided to comply.
Okay.
Hey, they played the song. I knocked it.
Yo.
I killed it. Outside.
Yeah, with your stage presence.
Outside, the children were, yo! They were crying. I nailed the song. You can't give Michael Jackson a microphone.
Yeah, you can't.
No. I killed it. And then when I finished there, the guys didn't laugh anymore. They said, what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to the movies. Nirako clip down, Nirako census.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to the movies. They say, you're not going to the movies. Ramufolo Hall.
Not this weekend.
You're going to play with us, Mufolo Hall.
You.
Ish! That weekend, Mufolo Hall,
Yeah.
another one. I blew them away. And hunona di band most of the Soweto bands, we used to have kind of competitions that were not competitions, but playing against each other on the stage.
Okay.
Yo, guys were playing. It was just such a rock. It was a happy day to be happy.
Yeah. Once again.
And we played, and I remember the following Monday, it was like Teeny Bopper Superstar.
Yeah.
Blondie Makhene, the new Teeny Bopper Superstar. Like front news.
You.
And I was like, wow.
You were 14 at that time. Only 14.
No, I was 12.
Oh, you were 12.
I was 12 when I started with the TNTs.
Imagine at a
Yes.
younger age.
Yes.
Tender age.
That's when I killed them. And they said the new Soweto rising star, Blondie Makhene. And then from there on, then it was just on. We were doing shows just almost everywhere with the TNTs. It was nice. We did weddings. We played at weddings. Something that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah,
That's why the artists dilapa so nowadays, because nobody's hiring them. Because it seems like Linyalo, it seems to be such an unimportant thing.
Okay, yeah.
But it was a stage where we
At that
spread
time,
our wings.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But Ntate Blondie, upumap ifamily yakhe, because I know that you have your family has got a very strong musical background in a way. But nje ukukhula kwakho uzalelwe phi and mhlambe nama siblings nikhule kanjani ekhaya?
Mina ngizalela 1212A White City Jabavu.
Yeah, khona la eKasi. Khona la Southwestern Township, yeah.
1955.
Okay.
On the 16th of September. Yeah, no, I believe I was a loud baby. My mother thinks that my voice was so loud that the whole township could hear me
I can imagine.
when I cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuzwakala ebhara ukuthi
Yes, and bengi last born abantwana by 5 baka mama wami. Ngi last born ka mama wami, ngisi last born ka baba wami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this family, mina mangikhula, it was just kind of music all around.
Okay.
You know, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Yeah.
hallelujah. Do re de
Yeah.
da ba de da ba ba ba. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Yeah.
hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh.
Ngathi opera manje.
Yo, mkhulu. And I'm growing up in this background. And then there's my sister now. She brings in jazz. The elder sister, Pam.
Okay.
She brings in jazz now. And then comes my brothers now. They're growing up. They're bringing in soul. Otis Redding.
Otis Redding.
These arms of mine, they are burning.
Ngikhumbuza lo khona konje ubani nobhuti lo wayenobuso babomama njalo mangibukele TV ngangizibuza ukuthi lo wafana nabo mama or Aaron Neville. The way he actually sing the Otis Redding. Yeah, that element.
That element.
Yeah.
And then bafika amajito eSoul bashaya hayi kwazwakala hayi salalela. But the radio was mostly white music. White radio didn't play black music. And black music played also Boere music.
Okay.
Boere music for black people.
Yo. So i-radio bantu that time.
Bantu, yeah.
Naye beyidlala umculo wawo abantu abamhlophe.
Badlala umuntu abamhlophe. And then when they play our music, they play, you know, just like today, you find that people don't play serious, conscious music because the system does not allow them to play conscious music.
Okay.
Abo Peter Tosh baqala manje 26 years after freedom. Abo Peter Tosh nabo Bob Marley bathola i-airtime on South African radio. Liberators. So
Into nje emayibe njalo. Emculweni.
Mara sakhula, saphila, safunda, and then there was a time when my sister was performing at Pelican.
Okay.
At a nightclub here in Orlando called Pelican.
I remember that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yaga Lucky Michaels.
Okay.
Yes. And so this weekend she was going to sing doo 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 doo. Oh, what a night.
Yeah.
Late
Yeah, I remember this.
December back in 63.
Yeah.
It has a lot of voices.
Oh, what a night.
Yes.
What a night. Yeah.
Yes. Had a lady, what a night.
Yo, man, I remember it's all-time radio.
Yo, mkhulu.
Ah.
So it has so much voices in it. And I decided, Ospam, you're not going to sing this song alone. We, your brothers and sisters, are going to join you and sing with you. We practiced. And then we went to Pelican. Yo, we blew them away. It was such an amazing sound. Harmonies, you know, when family harmonizes, it sounds like one person singing the higher voices and the lower voices.
Voices, yeah, true.
It's called a timbre.
Oh, it's called timber.
It's called timbre. We have that family timbre that makes us sound so unique and unified.
Thina
and
mawukhuluma
all in
ngethimba
harmony.
sicabanga inkuni. Timberland. Yeah. Okay.
Now we blew them away, and then Lucky Michael said to us, guys, I want you guys to come and perform here, but I can't afford all the 5 of you in my club.
Yeah.
Can you make a plan? So Papa came to me and says, Blondes, let's form a duo.
Okay.
Let's form a duet and call it Blondie and Papa.
I remember those.
So we formed a duet, and I remember one time we were rehearsing there at Lucky Michael's, and the cast of Sarafina came in. They were blown away. We had a standing ovation from artists. That was absolutely amazing for me. And that's how we grew. And and then we decided to take it from Orlando to town.
Okay.
So that we can have more exposure and maybe start to earn money. And so we took it to town. We took it to Lovers Fantasy. The Coen brothers welcomed us there nicely. Eesh! Aye, shy. I'm cool. Papa no Blondie. I'm cool. Aye. You don't want to go on the stage after those two guys.
Yeah. I remember there was a song that you actually did that actually became so famous.
What a night.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night. Radio was Scott. That is why I'm saying it's all-time radio, where radio was used to be very much fun, to listen to.
Radio
I'm not saying manja as keep it, but hey, radio.
Radio used to be fun.
Mawuvuka nje impethu nakuqhwa radio. Angikhona ukuthi sayenzeka lento ukuthi uvuka. Abantu baye emafonini mabasaye radio. Kwenzakalani? Yeah, but it used to be. And now it actually says a lot about the family yakho Blondie ukuthi vele benibangaki nje family.
Thina besi 5.
Beni
and
5.
then mama no baba so we're 6. Yeah. Although my mother and father divorced when I was a year old, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't have the fun of having a father around me.
But
my sisters were grown up. Boprapapsi mlangeni bane batlo cheka la dlali.
Yeah.
Uyabona. Lima
check
time amang atatu cheka la dlali.
Yeah, kunentsazwe ezintswembu.
So I've had that support, a fatherly support from these men who came into our house. They absolutely supported me. One of them used to make sure I look nice at school. I have all my books and everything. And Tate Peter Petlele.
Okay.
I'll never forget that man. He stood up for me. And I know his wife probably cringes when she hears what I'm saying. Because he was joiling outside of his marriage. And the person that he was joiling with happened to be my sister. But he loved me and he looked after me. And I'm grateful for that. But I'm not happy that Sister Rakeni Tuamot.
Yeah, okay.
That's not on.
That's not on. But talking about the family yako, it says then, wabon ukuthi itama lakho ni 5 what time inazodubula 9. Ayidabula. Dubula magazine safa ngenja.
No, in fact, my father now has 10.
Okay.
So I was going for his number.
Oh, okay.
He's got 10 now.
So you've got about, I understand you've got about, how many? 6 girls?
My children, I've got 7
girls.
And 2 boys. Yes.
You.
And the one boy died at birth.
Imagine. So it's
I
10.
can never say I've got 8 children just because he's not here.
Yeah.
They are 9.
Yeah.
He was here. He registered. He signed the register.
That is why I need to do magazine safa ngendlala. And then talking about Ilona, I know Guti after ETNT, that's when there were movers formed.
Yes. So we were at Jabavu Stadium, to keep ourselves working and to raise funds. Boprapapsi used to go to schools and ask them to allow their children on that day to come to the stadium.
Okay.
So there was a lot of school children from a lot of different schools at Jabavu Stadium. And me and the TNTs were booked to perform there.
Okay.
We went on and we performed. And as usual, I blew them away. Kanti, the manager Yama Movers, Mr. Kenny Sipai, was looking, he was watching. He saw what I did to that audience. Vusi Shange tells me he was also there.
Umavusana
At yes, ngihlanya plus ngithi le ntwana yasesigela sethu le ntwana.
Ngathi ngiyimagine
You.
Yeah.
Athi bengihlanya blondes. When I got off the stage, Kenny Sipai came to me and say, I'm Kenny Sipai, I'm the manager of the Movers. We like you. Would you like to come sing with us? And I said, Bra Kenny, I'm in a band.
Yeah.
You can't expect me to just up and go. So I didn't go to Alexander. I didn't join them then.
Okay.
What happened? I didn't go to Alexander, but there was a time when Percy Sledge was coming to tour South Africa. So they were looking for artists to support Percy Sledge.
Okay.
They were auditioning artists around Joburg. So my elder sister, Pam, was one of the artists that went to audition because she was playing at the time with the Anchors from Alexander. And so when she finished singing, they heard her sing, the Movers. They came to her also and said, can you come and join us?
Okay.
We'd like to have a female singer. And she said, I'm sorry, I'm in a band, just like I did.
Yeah.
I'm in a band, I can't join you. But I've got a little brother at home. He's very naughty. He's not even going to school. Because I had a problem.
Yeah.
I said to my mom,
Okay.
can I do music and study at the same time? And my mother said, you can't do the both of them.
You need to
You
choose
can
one.
choose one.
What I get.
So I said, okay, you choose a one, mina.
Yeah.
Ngithi skolo can go to hell, and music can go to hell.
Yeah.
Both of them, they can go to hell, and your house can go to
Yeah.
hell because ngiyolunda manje.
Yeah.
Ngiyolunda,
Sengiyekela
ngiyolala
yonke into.
esigangeni
Yeah.
manje. Yeah. Wena you can stay with your school. Mina ngiyohlala
Ngihlekisa le
esigangeni.
ndaba. Umuntu ayiprepare for ukuba umalunde.
Yeah, mkhulu. Ngathi ngiyolunda manje.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this house.
Khathele lendlu.
Angikhathele mkhulu. Hayi mkhulu. You could see me in the morning. Just imagine umuntu lighting complexion so mkhulu.
Yeah.
Uvuka ekseni umnyama, ulale in the cold box. Eboxing
Malahleni,
lamalanga.
yeah.
Hey mangiphuma lapho mkhulu. Hayi. Khona omunye usisi so beka jola no Bratabi. Thabiso lo wangifaka ebendini.
Okay.
One day ekseni so uyaphuma and umuhle and uyazi ukuthi mawintwana sometimes khona lama sisters njena wancanywa
Yeah.
uthi ya uyabona
Uthi
mamkhula la
yangisha.
le
Hey, le
sister
sister leli.
ngiyoyijola le sister hey ithema ithi yanyuka le sister lena
Yeah.
hey angibona ngihleli lapha esigangeni la yo ngimnyama mkhulu yathi ya Blondie isigidla malundi and utshela umuntu omncanyayo
Yeah,
mkhulu
ukuthi
hayi uyabona ukuthi hayi this is bad yo the next thing mkhulu sengihamba nalamajita athengisa amalahle lapha eKasi lapha ngoba vele ngifana nabo nje
Yeah.
so nami sengithengisa amalahle nami ngicollect mina bengicollect lokuzane bayibizani ukudla kwenkomo mawenza utshwala uyenza umqombothi mayisala
Yeah.
and then so inika
Amash, yeah.
yes so mina ijob yami ukuthi ngithathe le stuff lezi
Okay.
and then bona beba ngoba ba strong
Yeah, bona bathatha
bathatha,
amalahle.
yeah hey I can see myself mkhulu lapha eKasi lapha hayi ngiyazibona manje ukuthi hayi blondes hayi mfana bolahlekile impela nje.
So manje akuthola kanjani ke ama movers?
And then usister yami yaza nabo ebusuku wathi nangu lo muntu lona bafowethu ningamthatha lo. I remember that day mkhulu bengine shorts grey nama hunter boots. I didn't have too much clothes. And then I just took what I had and got into the car. And I was off to Alexander to join the movers.
Hey madoda. So kuqala mangiqala nama movers which do you remember nje inamba naqala ngazo and to even become that huge group because ukujoina kwama movers ukuyijoina that's when the group became so big.
No, I joined a big band.
Yeah, it was already.
They were already stars.
Okay.
You know, they were playing instrumental music.
Yeah. Oh.
So that was called soul music.
Oh. Okay.
Nice beats, man.
Okay.
The piano, the organist was so very talented, but they all were talented when you hear them together, the movers. But they were not your jazz musicians.
Okay.
They was not your papadukatak.
Yeah. It's more like
you play a straight thing. Dum dum dum, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum.
So
that's a hot riff. So after 4 minutes, saying Genile Paratu riff
yeah.
So they played instrumental. Mina mangfika lapho, I can't remember what I played with them before I played the song I went to record. But I remember we were rehearsing with them there. I can't remember what I was rehearsing. A woman walked in. She looked at us rehearsing. She left. The next day, I was not at the rehearsals. I was at Kenny Sipai's house.
Okay.
Yeah, at Makumalo's house. That's what we used to call Kenny's mother. And this woman comes to me and she says, I heard you sing yesterday. I've got a song I wrote. It's about me and my experience in love. I'd like to give it to you.
Imagine.
And you hear give.
Give.
You hear give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that give.
Oh, not that give. Okay.
Give it to me. A song.
You saw where I'm going.
She wants to give me a song.
Okay.
And then she taught me the song. Hona mo gating mo. She taught me the song. She sang it to me a few times. When she finished singing the song to me a few times, the song was in my head. It was left for me who I must go back to the band and give the band the song.
Yeah.
And that's what I went immediately after she left. I went to Sanki, who was staying in the same street. He had a piano there. And I went to Sanki and I said, Sanki, this woman just gave me this song. Can we check it out? I sang it and Sanki got the
piano,
chords.
yeah.
He got the chords together. And not long afterwards, we were in town at a studio somewhere, and there was this white engineer. It was a big, beautiful studio. And there was this white engineer who was engineering. So, that time there was no mixing. You don't go and mix it after you've recorded.
Okay.
As you record, you are recording the mix.
Yeah.
You're recording the mix.
Straight.
There's no mastering after recording the mix.
So you need to get it right there.
It's just got to be on point. So we went into the studio and I sang. I probably sang the song twice. First, just for the engineer to hear and catch my voice, and then record it. We left and we went home. I think we probably were on leave or something like that. And I'm like Springbok Radio, a white radio station. we used to like to switch on to Springbok because they played the Beatles, they played all these nice songs by Elvis Presley and all the stuff. And this day, Cabo 4-5, there was this top DJ. And then he says, here's a new song by a band from South Africa. And he played Hopeless Love. The song I just recorded not so long ago. I remember I had the radio in my hand and I was running down the street. They're playing my song! And everybody said, this guy's crazy. What? Go away when we're playing your song. And that was it. A song from a black band played on a white radio station. We were climbing the charts, Mkulu, until somebody says, these guys can't go further than this. They're black. You remember the singles, Muzan? You had just the cover, the Babizani, this label.
Okay.
When a label in Jena, there's no people to see.
Yes,
it's
yes,
a single.
yes.
So as long as they sound white, that's good. Like the Jackson's 5, they sounded white, so they were played. And they were not also darkies from South Africa. There were darkies from somewhere else. There were better darkies. Yeah. So it's still, for me, it's a big thing for me to have my song be the first song to be played on both white and black radio stations. It's momentous. It's momentous, cool. In apartheid South Africa.
Yeah.
I remember one day when we were touring in Cape Town, and this white woman sent the girls that were working for her, find this blondie. I want this blondie. I want to meet this blondie. And then these women took me and say, our boss wants to see you. Come. So I went there, and as we approached the shop, I could hear my song playing in the background. And then this woman realized that these girls were coming back. So she came out of the shop. She saw me and she was shocked. She couldn't believe this little colored boy, or whatever you can call him, that this is the man that I adore and love. This woman, they say, the girls told me afterwards, she bought 5 singles. One for her auntie, one for so-and-so, one for so-and-so, and 2 for herself. When she saw me outside there, she went back inside and the music stopped. You could hear as the record stops. And then you could hear the record breaking. And that was the end of my celebration.
No, man. Just like that.
She couldn't believe it was a ducky that sang so nicely.
So even like nasemculweni becindezela nasemculweni ukuthi you can't come out.
If you're a keffer, you're a keffer. That's it. You
Man.
can't be better. You can't even be a colored. Colors are better than you. So you are in like number 3 at the low end of the ladder.
Yeah.
It was tough, Mkhulu. It was tough. I was heartbroken. And now you see now how I'm getting politicized. At that young age, Mkhulu. And I'm getting, besides this woman who just broke my record of a kefa. When you enter the townships, Mkhulu, you smell poverty. And we were performing in every township. At one township, Mkhulu, as we entered, there was this little house like these small houses they built for us, DP,
RDP houses.
The RDP. Like that. A woman sitting on the door, Mkhulu, feeding her child, litswele, and you can see there is nothing in that breast.
Oh, man.
And the flies are all over them. And the kumbi is going go go as we pass there. And the kotropong, la pas puma kone tropeng, there was nothing like that. It was perfect harmony. So you see how I'm getting politicized.
Yeah.
I'm driving from Johannesburg to the Eastern Cape, and on this side I see fresh cows, big, fresh, shining skins. And on this side, you see cows that are just about to die. They're thin and they look unlooked after. And then you expect me or I shouldn't be conscious of that difference.
Yeah, no.
You seem cool. I didn't have to go to Russia to go and study. I saw it myself. I grew up sleeping in jails, Mkhulu. If they stop you and say, there was a pass, what was it?
Don't pass.
There was a travel pass also. There was a travel pass also. So on our way back from Cape Town, we passed through Free State. Mkhulu, they stop you on the road. Yeah, what doen julle hierso? Julle die pass to go through.
Yeah, where's that travel thing? The
OFS,
travel yeah.
Can you? No, we don't have it. And then this guy starts lighting us with a big torch like this. He lights the guys in the kumbi. And he lights them up. And he comes to this one guy. He's got a face like Lionel Richie's face.
Yeah.
That long face.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And now this guy, he says, "Hey, Pete, kom sien. Ek het nooit nie so 'n lelike kaffer gesien. I've never seen such an ugly kaffer."
Yeah.
And then Pete comes from outside. And they go, ba, ba, ba. They bust out
Flashing.
laughing. But now, what happens is, this guy, he says, "Mina nginandaba, as long as my mother, she likes me." Hey, sahleka mkhulu. We burst out laughing. Lama puna cabanga ukuthi we are laughing at them.
Yeah.
But asambeni, nyolale jele.
Hey.
And we go to jail, we sleep in jail. In the morning, we go to court. And the magistrate says, "What doing jela? We are musicians. Ons is musikante me bas." And then you libatla tella makhoa. Hi me bas, hi. It's nersa tsegibona. It was this brother who said something funny and we laughed. Next time I'll lock you up. Get out of my court.
Yeah.
Kile munyane mkhulu, ditronko ke a di tseba. And go nona le shopo engwe ko Free State. You come there, you want to get into the door. They say, "No, you can't come and buy here. You go to that window there and go buy brown bread and tin fish." That's kefa food.
Yo.
That's kefa food. You can't. So Kenny, when he comes into the shop, he comes in, he takes an apple already.
Yeah.
He's biting it. And he says, "I have to pay for this, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm eating it already." Yeah, mkhulu.
Hey. Wakunzima mos.
Kunzima mkhulu. But we made it. We're here.
You see, that is why I'm saying this very interview is more of we're parting knowledge.
Imparting knowledge.
Yeah.
Imparting
Having you here, I know good sonke sizogeleza. So sizogeleza abafethu, ama happy fellows. Yours is just to subscribe. When isn't it right?
Thokoza.
Yeah. Now let's talk about indaba ye because you are also a multi instrumentalist. Brenda. Ugeleze kanjani ama instrument because manje ngiyabheka esikhathini samanje nini before we started the interview we were talking about a musician now lately are no longer using instruments. It's just all in the computer and that's it. And you find it would sometimes compromise equality. You know, umculo wakhona esikhathini samanje. But now wena wafunda kanjani ama instrument?
Well, mkhulu, it was very important for me ukuthi ngifunde. Because I'm working with these guys and they're all playing instruments. And then habari lunchtime they drop their guitars.
Okay.
Me, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Come here." Changa. And then one day I could afford to buy an acoustic guitar
Okay.
and a booklet, you know, a music book that teaches you how to play guitar.
Okay.
I bought that and I started learning my guitar. And then later on, you meet up with both Cyril Makubani. There was this commander, he was on a wheelchair,
Okay.
Cyril, and used to play jazz. And there was this one style he had that he mastered, West Montgomery style,
Yeah.
playing with octaves. Those are the guys that came into my life. I had sisters, beautiful sisters.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
and
part.
every guy wanted to know my family. So that's how I met this guitarist, Bo Philip Tabani. Philip Tabani taught me how to play flute. Yeah.
Ingwenya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Groot mining by Vita Tanki, so in the movers.
Okay.
It's like Springs. He taught me to play flute. And then from the flute, then I learned the saxophone myself.
Okay.
Yes. And when I was at school, I also did piano.
So almost how many instruments you can play?
Alto, soprano, sax, guitar.
And they're all
lead guitar,
self-taught.
Bass guitar, keyboards, all self-taught.
Yeah, no, true beat.
Really cool.
And you also went on to even produce, big hits Zala South Africa, Abo Weekend Special. co-produce that too
I
for Brenda.
co-produced that for Brenda.
Yeah, can you take us through nokuspana no Brenda?
uBrenda besishota nge-backing vocalist when we deployed her in our band. There was my 2 sisters, and we needed a 3rd girl voice. And also, there was about 30 minutes in the program. Whereas at the time, if you go and do a show, it's got to be 4 hours.
Okay.
4 hours. If it's not 4 hours, there's going to be war.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So we had 30 minutes in our show that needed to be filled. So I asked the guys in the band, Machimbos,
No.
we need a singer. We need a singer. And this guy, Dumisani Ngubeni, he says to me, Blondes, I know a singer, very, very good singer. She used to sing, she just did a stint with Joy.
Okay.
Come with me to Paradise
Yeah,
Road.
yeah.
She just did a stint with them.
Okay.
And this guy said, I recommend her. And I said, good, let's get her. But he said to me, just one thing you must watch. She is not very popular with women in Soweto.
Oh, why?
Yes, because they all want her black some hair because she probably slept with their people, their men. Serious?
Yeah.
She was notorious.
Hey, yeah.
All the
yeah,
women
yeah,
in Soweto wanted to kill her.
That information bengayazi. Usuthi umabrr mangabe ungene lonjaneni like uyintsayza uyaphithizela ukuthi eish uzongithathela out yami.
All the time.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
crying, the women. They were crying. So she said, you must just watch. Now,
Yeah.
she is very unpopular. So I thought to myself, ukuthi ngenza kanjani indaba so. Ngoba mangamlanda ngi1. Uzongitreata njengala majita lawa wakhe.
Yeah.
So I had to get back up.
Okay.
So I said to my late wife, Latoya's mom, I said to her, Mamela, kopa violin. I'm going to get an artist. And she was happy, come, let's go. Mangiyehla lapha bekusemfulo ka Babsi.
Okay.
I park my kumbi outside, I come into the gate, and here's this boy coming towards me. And ngiyambuza ngithi, awuthiyami, uyamazi uBrenda?
Yeah. Lakho ngendlela esho ngembuzo ngithi awuthiyami wona awuthiyami ngicava mabrr. Yeah.
Le ntwana ithi ayimina uBrenda.
Yeah.
Athi yimi uBrenda. Ufuna mina.
Ave kancane. Manje to Blondie out isho kanjalo.
Ngithi ya ufuna mina yimi uBrenda.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is that she looked so much like a boy.
Okay.
You couldn't even
but the way you
recognize
say
her.
it, man. Yeah. Okay.
So I say to her, oh,
Ooh,
Brenda, okay. Brenda, my wife would like to have a talk with you in the kumbi. Now, she, knowing herself, she went crazy in her mind.
Okay.
She tells me afterwards, when I told her that, she says, Marai, Timer, you and me, we've never had anything. But you are my mother's favorite guy. You are my mother's favorite musician. I would never want to do anything like that with you. But she went to with all these thoughts in her mind, she went to my wife. And my wife said to her, Brenda, we're looking for a singer. We're looking for a singer.
Yeah.
We a backup singer.
Yeah.
But as a backup singer, you do backups and then do a spot.
Okay.
And she was like, yes. Okay, Brenda, when are you willing to start? She said, now.
As we speak.
She says, as we speak.
Yeah.
And you must know she had a wound here on her head. Her boyfriend in the band umshapile ka lebotlolo
Hey,
mohlomong.
my daughter.
So you come in here. That's how I couldn't see her.
Okay.
She was a bit of a wreck at that time. You know, o kentse dieta ditlhako tsa hae di bulele mo tlase. You know, like her shoes. And then we say, okay, friends, get your stuff and then let's go.
Okay.
She comes back with a plastic. Mama says, is this all your stuff? She says, yeah, this is all my stuff. Okay. We went, and then we introduced her to the band. That was nice. And then my wife decided, Kuti, my child, you're going to be appearing with the band. You're going to be going to places. Let's go. Let me just get a wardrobe for you. And she outfitted her, and she was nice. And she did her hair for her. She was nice. Although, you know, she had her teeth were broken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So the whole makeup just worked for her. She grew in confidence. But one thing, that girl could sing. That girl could sing. All I had to do was to find her niche. Was to take her from, because when you sing joy for a time, you come out, you are Annelien Malebo. You come out with everything technically and how you deliver. You come out like her. And she had her voice. So my job was to say, how do we make her to be different? This great talent, how can you give it a niche in the market?
Yeah, to mold it, yeah.
So there was Donna Summer at that point in
I
time.
remember Bad Girl.
Was it Bad Girl? Yeah, probably. It was her first album.
Yeah.
Because you remember Donna Summer, she sang...
Unconditional. Or
Her first album was Spring Affair.
Yeah.
Hey. Spring Affair. Where she was hissing. She was hissing. She hissed through the song.
Yeah.
In song.
I can imagine
She said to me-
Mapre.
No, she wasn't singing that song. Bro.
Okay.
Donna Summer said, I was not singing on this album. On this song, I'm not singing, I'm hissing. I'm going to go back to singing now.
Okay.
So in this album, Donna Summer was singing.
Singing, yeah.
And she had such a unique voice. So my wife said to Brenda, for this month, I do not want to hear any song. I want to hear these songs. This whole album, I'm saying, sing it. And it just tuned it in nicely. She tuned in nicely. And then the opportunity for Weekend Special comes in that time when she is ready. Melvin Matthews, who came into my business as a driver and a potential songwriter. Because I never stopped talking to Melvin. Melvin, you are so good with words. You should help these words with melody. And one day, Melvin Jenna just came up with this song. He said, Brenda, I got a song for you.
So it was Melvin with Weekend Special.
Melvin Matthews. He's a super singer. He's a great singer.
I wonder what
He
was going
became
on
a great
in his
singer
mind.
Because when he wanted to join us as a singer, I told him, your voice is too weak. Do you know these guys, Bopapa, on the stage? They will eat you up. These are lions, man. Go and practice your voice. So Papa made him to go to Elka Stadium in winter. I'll go there, stand there in there and shout, sing loud until you don't have a voice. That's how Papa trained him to be the singer he is today, a great singer. So we train, Mkulu. We train, we give people a will to do things. One of the things that Fana Zulu, one of South Africa's best bassists, he tells me, he says, your brother taught me when I was growing up. He taught me, Guti, I must not play the bass hard. I must not fight with the bass. Your brother taught me if I want speed, I must just be soft. I must push up
Just
the volume on the amp.
Make love to it.
Yes, let the amp make the noise,
I
but
remember.
let your finger make love.
Yeah.
And today when he teaches around the world, he teaches people that. He said, touch the bass like you're touching a nipple.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
I like that. Yeah, touch it like you're touching a nipple. And then I want us also to talk about the Skati Nisebe. I remember you were once a Jesu. Bo Jesu. Upapa au Satan. Ongjeli. That was 1987. It was the 80s. It was the 80s though.
86.
Yeah, I remember I was still young watching you, Jesu. And I was just like,
Did you cry when they killed
No,
me?
but
But did you cry when
in
they
fact,
killed me?
ufaneleka ukuba uJesu. I understand mangibenga who uJesu, not that we know uJesu,
Yeah,
but the Jesus
but that
Jesus we
Jesu
know.
was really Jesus.
I that was real Jesus. And upapa kusathane kamampela
Kakhulu,
ngibheka usathane lo bhuti. Yo, and I even remember there was a song that you mawungena stage wearing mabakulandela abafundi bakho laphayana on that it was a drama yaka Jesu. It was playing every Christmas. Bayajabula. There was a song about it.
I wrote that song.
Bayajabula abamthanda. Yeah, abamthanda yo.
I wrote that song.
Can you sing that song?
I don't know it anymore. You know it better.
I remember it was something about uNkulunkulu abamthandayo bazojabula. Imagine those years.
Mkhulu, do you know
TV sase black and white.
SABC? They had a problem with me playing Jesus.
Why?
They fought with the director.
Ngutasifundo Jesu lo.
Aye, but we know God is going to be light. But who is Jesus going to be?
Who's Jesus gonna?
And this guy says, Blondie Makhene. I know the Buddha were fighting Mkhulu. But he won at the end. He won at the end. And that was a movie to die for. That was absolutely amazing. He did a great work, that director. Amazing work. He's the same guy who produced Chaka Zulu.
Oh, okay.
Who directed Chaka Zulu.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, those were the days where you were doing drama. But was that the only one?
Well,
Yaka Jesu?
afterwards, yeah, but just not too long ago, I did Elinye Thuba.
Okay.
Elinye Thuba, it was on Zanzi.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was really a nice movie. Yeah, I just wish that I was a better actor. But I killed that part. I killed it too, yeah. And then not so long ago, I did another movie. It was on a TB to promote knowledge about TB.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called the Lucky Specials. Yes. It was beautiful also. I enjoyed doing it.
I know also Babu, you once spoke to Bab Freddie Gwala. Matamara. Hey, he actually spoke quite a lot about you.
Can it?
Yeah. So bengifuna ukubuza ukuthi yini kangaka leyo menzele yona ngoba ekuthanda kaka. I know you actually work with pure gold.
It's what I do for musicians, my kid.
Yeah.
I give you a space of your own to express, to explode, not implode. I am a doctor of implosions. I guard people against implosions because this talent is so big, Mkhulu. It can blow up inside you and kill you. So, as a musician and someone who's got plans and aims to do things, I started off when I was young and I wanted to be a producer.
Okay.
So I started off a company with a guy called John Galanakis, a Greek guy. We started up a company called Hit City Records.
Okay.
So as one of the producers, I had to look out for talent. So one day my brother, Asis Balisa Mumfube,
Okay.
wathi asambe siye Orlando esontweni. Lona lilisonto
Yeah. Lilela la London.
wathi asiyeni lapha siye esontweni, there's a social.
Okay.
I went with him and the social was nice. But one thing that stood out was this group that sounds like Ladysmith Black Mambazo. They were so good. I was touched. And then when he finished singing, I asked them, guys, I'm interested in working with you and helping you to develop your gift. And they said, and Freddie said, you, Blondie, Yazi, I've always been your fan. You know, I grew up watching you and Papa, Le, Natali, when you come and sing and do festivals. I never thought you'd ask me this today. I know. Then we set up and got together. I was producing a gospel show on TV called Mino Wapilu.
Okay.
So I thought, guys, here's a way we can check out style which is we can work it out here. And then I put Freddie wrote some few songs, and then I developed them, and we got the band to play the songs, because my idea was Ladysmith Black Mambazo was not gonna be a male voice.
Okay.
It was gonna be a band with full instruments. So I got my band to back them up.
Okay.
And I took that album afterwards and tried to research in the market, and I found that it didn't work so nicely. So I went back and sat with Freddie, and Freddie wrote Ela Kolikona.
Okay.
Ela Kolikona na liko, Ela Kolikona na,
Mayabizwa Makama.
Mayabizwa Makama, with Paul Gwala on the lead. Yo, mkulu. Those voices, mkulu. I put them together, and we were so lucky at the time at Hit City. We had this guy, Steve McNamara, an American guy who came to work with us, and he was our engineer. He was so meticulous and so diligent, that guy Mkulu. He would work on a song forever and trying to make things just sit, everything to be right. He was the magic behind that group sound. I'm not afraid to say it. I produced it, but the magic was this engineer, his technical ability. And of course, most of our songs, actually, we should give credit to all the engineers. Each song that we hear that has come through, those guys in Mkulu, they drive the song.
Because even if you're playing those songs now, we are easy.
That's one of the things that happened when I went into the studio with Brenda Fassie. I told the engineer and my co-producer, Malcolm Watson, I said, guy, I want to hear this song in 20 years' time. I want to still hear this song and enjoy it.
But what do you think it may? What does it? How do you make that music to be like that, Blondie? For everlasting.
You have a super engineer and a super producer. People who have what at stake? Their image is at stake here. Exactly, Mkulu. If they don't kill this thing, it's gonna kill them.
Because why una that?
These engineers, Mkulu, this one who just got a Grammy for Black Mambazo, Mkulu, those are the guys we were working with, Mkulu. Those are the guys that were making South African music to be able to afford your ears. I know. Those white engineers, they killed it, Mkulu. They worked. Even though we were not allowed to be engineers, but they were there. And if they tried to teach us, they would get arrested.
True.
Yeah, if they try to teach us about engineering, they arrest them. You can't.
Yeah. But you also work with Ntate Tsepotsula.
Yeah, that was just later, very late, after he was famous already. But you gave us an opportunity.
Okay.
Hey, here's our brother. He's trying to get off the drugs, and we've been working. He's been working with him to get him off the drugs and stuff like that.
Okay.
And one of the things he said, if you can hold on, we can do an album. So that album was one of those deals. You hold on to your well-being, and then I will support you, Brahu will support you.
Okay. So the problem with drugs is it's not the problem much with musician in the music industry.
It's not the problem.
It's not the problem much.
It's not the problem in Nyaupe.
Oh, it's not
It's
true.
not that reason.
Yeah.
Mari problem yakudala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm
Drugs
thinking.
have been around. Drugs have been around. But I can tell you one thing, probably mostly engineers, they didn't do the drugs. Yeah, it was the team around them.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that way I'm drugs. We've come a long way with drugs. Good fella, Makhoa, white people, they know how to be drug addicts.
Okay.
They know how to be functional drug addicts.
Yeah. Functional.
Yes.
We spoke about this.
Yeah,
thing
they
in the
smoke,
morning.
but they know
Yeah,
what
good to- how- you
they
see this
gotta earn money to buy them.
Yeah.
They don't let you sponsor like our children. Let us sponsor their habit. White druggies used to go to work and be the best in the job, but come out and do the drugs.
So they make it feel like it's a good thing to do. Because when you're looking at them, you see they're still prospering, whilst at the same time they're taking drugs. So you're saying,
Yeah, well, most
Nakulahlis.
of the guys probably balahle kanjalo. Balahle kanjalo.
yeah.
However, now I was kind of lucky. One day I was working with an engineer, and afterwards we took lunch, and he says, "Come here, I want to show you something." And we went out to the corners of SABC, and he made 2 lines,
Yeah, okay.
and he hit his.
Good night,
He says, "Naya kumkhulu." There I go.
I shy.
I shine on the army line.
Yeah, I was on good okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yena uyabuza ukuthi yo mkhulu manje uzizwa kanjani?
Yeah.
Ngithi hayi angizwa nix. Ngithi angizwa nix.
Awuzwa
mkhulu.
nix.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
And this guy said to me, "Don't ever do drugs. Don't ever do drugs." Karo, why? He says you're gonna need a bigger dose
Okay.
to be good standard.
Yeah.
So which means you are gonna die of a drug overdose.
Hey.
Don't do that. So you see, and again,
And that was a lesson,
it's a
yeah.
white guy again who's teaching me this lesson. And I also had a wife who checked me out.
Okay.
If Rich says, "Hey, you should try this tablet," Mike, so and so was having this tablet when he produced this big hit. You know how they talk these guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a hit that produced such and such a song, and then they would give me, and I would take it because I don't want them to feel like I'm not like them.
Yeah, okay.
So I put it in my pocket. And I say, I'm gonna deal with this shit later on.
Yeah. This shit later on.
So on my way,
Yeah.
and then I show my wife, Bega Lavi, lo muntu unginikele into lena. Uthi izinja ziproducer my hit ngale.
Yeah.
My wife wathi lahla lento le.
Yeah.
Ilahle manje.
Njengoba ngibheka.
Hayi la vithi ngimnike yona ke athi hayi ngimnike yona lahla. Eish. Ka there goes money. So I was lucky in that way. I was lucky in that this guy, la SABC, and I think he was from Europe, this guy. One of those war-torn areas, was King Slovenia,
Yeah,
Bomangmang,
okay.
yeah. And he taught me a life lesson that I wish I taught my children.
True. We are still on Happy Days. We still are.
Happy Days!
By the way, it's Happy Days on podcast. And we continue khuluma ngontate Blondie Makhene. Sizama ukuthola ukuthi kahle kahle ukhule kanjani nomculo wakhe losalalisa kangaka ukuthi size siucombole kanje. Why asirakatha yena ngalendlela. Yeah. So but we're coming back, and I just wanted to remind you guys, please don't forget to send us your songs. You can just you can see the details on the screen. You can just send us your songs there, because we want to play and promote umculo mawazi ukuthi akakaziwa and ufuna ukurelease ingoma. Because recorded ingoma uyayiletha ku Happy Days or uyasendela yona. When we're playing it, you'll never know who's watching. Now ngithathe Blondie ngathi hey akudonsa
Pure Gold didn't know I was there.
You'll never know who's watching, so it's best ukuthi guys you send us all the songs if you have songs. We are here at Sakhumzi manje sayogawula ngoba vele eSakhumzi hlala nje bathi authentic food, authentic lifestyle asesowethu, African food, start my chance. Asitali African cuisine sipusha yona. Angitshela that people simaslo kusivaya saku-break. Upapa usakhona?
Upapa uyaphila, he's
Hidala ngamgcina ukumbona nje emhlabeni.
He's strong.
Okay.
He gyms for 6 hours in a day.
Ora uyenza uyajima nje manje.
Gym for 6 hours in the day. And I say iphimbi.
Kuliwa kwajinywa kangaka.
Uzilungisela kuyoshaya bani bakwenzeni mfethu.
But he's good.
He is good, thank you.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
We're coming back. It's Happy Days on podcast.
We don't laugh because we're happy. We're happy because we laugh.
But I need to say
ya saribona risonke mina riganya rami ibonsoni chirwari British Empire ro ya nifikire rapa bani kanjani kwento ye kungena kuti mina ndikuya British Empire oskovu vele ndikuya khona so nizaizwa nani kuti mani kulunya kuti nikulunya kanjani zonke zinto zihamba kanjani mina kuzalwa kwami nizaliwe kanjani kuti ninabomzali baingaki futhi nine bamzala bafana bamtonjazana futhi nebomzala bomzala bemalume yonke into izavela kuti kuzalana kunjani siyazalana khona lapha so niyajawula kuti nibe khona lapha ku liganya lesho libiziwa kuti Happy Days so nijawulile kakhulu kuti kutsho kuti abantu basakhona banikhunjura kuti vele mina beniyenza zinto zami osikofu vele nisazoziyenza ne sharp kulungile.
Today we thought let's just how about sikhulume ne-owner yasakhumzi azositshela kahle ukuthi kwenzakalani ntasakhe. Mina ngibiza tasakhe usakhumzi maliphele.
Rich, how are you?
Grand tasakhe.
No,
Grand.
siyabonga nisihluphile nasivakashela namhlanje la eSakhumzi restaurant.
Yes, shy round sike sibone ukuthi izinto zenza kanjani.
Business yethu like us. I used to be a member of different stock firm. So instead to reach ayo hoster somewhere or kwakhe. Aqabane nomndeni wakhe ukuthi labantu babangumsindo, labantu bayacomplaina ngokudla. Ngiyajoin a different stock firm. Umuntu make hoster ebe hoster la eSakhumzi umphekele akwazi ukuinteracta nabantu bakhe instead ukuthi ngapha kufanele uyothenga ama drinks, ngapha kushoda ukudla. So isowethu iyasupporta kakhulu masiqala via ama-stockfella and ubani oletha ama-tourist ilabantu abahamba i-stockfella eSakhumzi yibo aba-driver lento kube ama-tour guide.
Okay.
For corporate companies kuze zize bona labantu abahamba i-stockfella basebenze corporate bakwazi ukuthi mabe happy baletha ama-company abo bese ayasondela. So we started small and we've been growing. Before i-COVID bese sinabasebenzi abayi-110 but yasiphazamisa kancane mayifika i-COVID-19 nayo i-load shedding but saphinda sapick up ngoba abantu beyi-stockfella beza in groups while nama-tourist besebuya after i-COVID.
So akuzange nje kuvale kube the way abantu bacabanga ukuthi vele kwathi boom nje qale kancane lento le especially kwindawo yamalo yabona into le uthi ukhuluma ngayo tasakhe iyo le engazi ukuthi abantu bahlala bakhuluma ngayo ukuthi ama-tourist adonswa yini aza kanjani ukuthi umuntu azabe wabona kugcwala endaweni because awazeli vele and you've well actually explained it well ukuthi hayi kumele ukuthi uzimix up nabantu aba-grand so that ukwazi ukuthi abantu baze kuwe. So ngizwa kahle le ndaba.
No, word of mouth let ama-tourists ukuthi as good as your last customer. So nabo we started small saqala savakashela abo-tourism indaba around May where we get to know ukuthi le value chain ihamba njani. But we started small, we struggled singazi ukuthi abantu mabephuma eFrance ba-expectani abantu mabephuma eRome bafunani ngoba bane-culture different nabo funeka u-understand i-culture yabo nabantu balayikasi bane-culture yabo ukuthi mabefikile what is expected of you. So it's been a learning thing all the way.
But nje iziphi izinto ezi-offerayo Dasakhe mhlawumbe ongazibekela ukuthi la precisely Vilakazi when you start, because this is where it all started, ukuthi offera ini kahle kahle, because we know nje general masi round up is authentic SA food or African food and a lifestyle, but then what is it exactly umuntu nomuntu osekasi ngasakhuluma ngama-tourist umuntu osekasi yini into angayithola la makashaya around neimpintshi zakhe or mhlawumbe afuna a place to host a birthday or something? What is that you can expect?
For us, we can say we are selling a Soweto experience because umuntu mageza la isakhunzi ukudla lokhu yilokhu enukujwayele yopapu uyijwayele ngeke sithi eSouth Africa sina more than 50 million people. Every time funeka udla ama-pizza udla ama-beer. So you are able ukuthola isempu umngqusho, you are able ukuthi ngama-weekend uthole i-hard body chicken umleqwa. People normally come la kakhulu for umkhodu, bajabulela umkhodu, bajabulela idombolo. So ukudla kwasekhaya esikhule ngakho kwesintu yiko abakujabulelayo, and just a Soweto experience ngoba ikasi yethu i-rich ngehistory ukuthi si next door no Bishop Dudu. Abantwana laba bethu abancane bakhula kwi-history befunda ngoMandela. They get to experience indlu yakaMandela, they get to experience iVilakazi Street la uHector Peterson was shot. So it's more of a Soweto experience, and where people get to know themselves, they get to find themselves ukuthi siyabobani siyabantu siphumaphi. Mawula most yabantu bathi ngikhumbula ukudla kamaGreza la ngikhumbula ukudla ka-aunty wami upheka kanje. I feel like home. I don't feel like a foreigner mangihleli esithalala ngiyospend imali yami bangifilise ukuthi hey umvakashi la bafila at home abantu.
We are back. It's Happy Days on a podcast. Hey, Blomega mnande sakhumzi sichilile suthi manje mcover deck nalokudla kwakhona okulokha naye loknathi. And the music playing on the background. As everything just going like as in ziyakhipha. But desibuyela odabeni, I know ukuthi Ntate Blondie, you're also honored kakhulu. I know the SADC University of Medicine also honored you. Well, we'll talk on the side of medicine and you being involved with traditional healing. But I want us also to focus mainly manje kumculo ukuthi SADC make honor which release precisely.
They honored me. They gave me 2 honorary degrees.
Okay. One
for African medicine.
Okay.
And the second one for music, arts and culture.
Oh yeah. Yes. Because you also, I know Guti,
so now that you've asked that question, you should call me Dr. Makhene.
Yeah. Dr. Blondie Makhene. Thokoza gogo. Thokoza mkhulu. Yangaka. Yangikhumbuza buya nganene. Ungalahli. Umlona ifilm yakaMandela, Long Walk to Freedom.
Yes.
You also wrote that song.
Yes, I wrote the music for the movie.
You?
Part of the music.
Part of that music.
I think Katsi Brenda Fassie wrote some of the songs.
Okay.
And I wrote some of the songs.
Okay.
There may be other composers also that may have come up with songs. But yeah.
But did you ever meet Madiba?
Madiba, we met him here at Orlando at FNB Stadium when he came out.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we met him there. And I remember I went on the stage to help to sing the national anthem. Okay. You know what happens, Muzan? I'm a comrade. So my late wife, you are the musician here. Go and tackle the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, she made me do things, that woman. I got up and I went on the stage and I sang the national anthem. I finished singing the national anthem. I was about to come off the stage. And then Mandela stood up and came to me and said, Makhene. And I looked up. I said, yo, Baba. I was nearly peeing in my pants. Wati, thank you for the music. When we heard your music in jail, we knew Wati, we were coming out. We knew that the time is over. And I said, thank you, sir.
I can imagine, because nomculo we, I know good Mr. Bone.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones, you also you had your fair share.
Yes, I was co-writing with Siva Diva and Mr. Bones himself.
Leon.
Yeah, we wrote the Gwala Gwala song together.
Oh, that the Gwala Gwala. Oh, it's the Gwala Gwala song.
Yes.
You wrote that song.
I wrote that song with Mr. Bones and Siva Diva.
Yeah, no, that the Blondie Makhene ngayishunanga. Let's talk about
I haven't made enough money.
Oh, you haven't.
That's what I haven't done.
But you still have at least the royalties.
Yeah, we are grateful for the little bit that we get in Kulu. However, we did not make as much money as the stars we were. You know, we should be having our own houses now.
Yeah.
And right now, a former soldier. I was a soldier of MK Mkhulu, but I was a musical soldier.
Okay.
I should be treated as a former soldier of Mkhonto Isizwe. And the benefits that come for soldiers should also come for me. But nobody has looked at that. Nobody cares that this soldier, I led people in Mkhulu when it was bad. I remember one day in KwaZulu-Natal, that time I was only playing instrumental mzabalazo with the African Youth Band. I was playing a saxophone. I was playing with Elias Laka and Spamandla Bembe. And Undumiso Nyovani.
Nyovani, yeah.
Undumiso Nyovani. They were playing in the African Youth Band with me. Mkhulu, when we got on the stage and we played that music and everybody started rocking, you could see Mkhulu, the security was building up. There, Lapayana on the grandstand, Pezulu, Soguna Masocha, Mkhulu, Bapeti Bam, Mkhulu. I didn't stop. Ngai shy ngoma, ngai dubuli ngoma, sa shy. Ite masengqeda. Ngati kubantu, ngati people. There are a lot of people who don't like nice things. People who don't like you and me having fun. So as you leave, I'm asking you to live in groups. Don't be alone. Men look after the women look after the children. That was my message to them. And they went, I was playing the last song and I say, "Toi to the gate."
Yeah.
And they toi to the gate. And as they went out of the gate, the commander of this military group that just built up, outside now, suddenly there were Caspers and everything. He came to me and say, "Yeah, Blondie.
Yeah.
Let me give you a hand, my brother. You know, when you started this Mandela nonsense of yours, I was worried. But the way you handle the crowd, let me tell you something, you've got crowd control."
Yeah. The crowd control.
You got crowd control. And that was my gift. That's been my gift forever. Every festival I've done, even when you can see war is about to break out, I was in a position to stop the war.
Yeah. No, that's how we
All
know
the
you.
time.
Yeah. That's
All
how we
the
know you.
time.
Stage presence. Eish. Yeah, ungena stage caca.
Thokoza mkhulu.
Yeah, and there were few ama-artists anjengawo awuzwa njengoba sikhuluma indaba bobrenda siyazi siyazi nabo Lucky Dube uma bangena stage uyazi ukuthi ekushubile
bekushubile.
awuthathi ma chance lapha.
Lucky was the only artist that came in on the stage after me. And i-advantage yakhe ukuthi bekaqhuba itoyitoyi nge-reggae.
Yeah.
That's how he survived.
Yeah.
But when I'm booked for a show, if I'm booked for 8 o'clock at night, the guy who's gonna come in after me will say, don't put this guy before me.
Yeah, uzonkawata.
So at the end of the festival, Mkulu, I am the last artist.
Yeah.
And I never fought. I never squealed.
Yeah.
I wait, Mkulu. And then the last artist, the ex-sending of 5.
Yeah.
That's when we come on. And when we come on, you think ukuthi just because labantu bebase festival in badagiwe bonke ucabanga ukuthi ngiyodlalela abantu abalele.
Yeah.
Ilokishini livuke ngo5 mkhulu. Kugcwala ifestival from scratch again. Dubula umzabalazo.
Yeah, ungadlali.
Shaya mkhulu. Idust lapho mkhulu, you wouldn't want to be amongst those people. I know video ka Chico A1 wathatha audience yami.
Yeah.
Wayifaka kwi video yakhe.
Oh, utachiko. Krotman uyakhala utaplo.
Hayi ankhali ngithi.
Utachiko
ngithi labantu bakuyenzela leyo video.
Yeah.
I'm sure bana ama snippets wami on stage.
On stage, yeah.
Please ask them to just give me those snippets. So that I can improve my content history.
Yes.
That's all.
I'm sure Tachiko ebukele happy days.
Hey,
I'm sure he's watching.
Oh, la umamethi mkhulu, thokoza.
And then, which means, Blondie, if ngisenza izinto right la, you're not also happy with the government, the way it treats artist ngakhona, especially the old musician.
Mkhulu, even the
you're
new
not happy with the government.
Even the new musicians.
Even the new musicians.
Even the new musicians, Mkhulu. You see, Mkhulu, i-problem egrot yavela ukusithengisa kwe-ANC mkhulu. Basithengisa mkhulu. Can you ever make a deal like ukuthi for 26 years we will keep down culture? Can you ever make a deal like that?
Like that, you're selling your soul.
I-culture abantu bayithatha i-ANC bayibeka lapha ikhona. Uzobatshela ukuthi we will oppress these people for 26 years.
Imagine.
Mkhulu, abo lokhuzane, abo Evin Khoza mkhulu. Do you know what those guys did, mkhulu? They had a boss Berard mkhulu, no Steve Tshwete. Basebenza no Steve Tshwete, bayihlanganisa mkhulu isafa mkhulu. Bayihlanganisa. Bayazi ukuthi this is how we make money. This is how we're going to lead our people. This is how our sports people are going to survive. Tina, show me a plan like that.
The arts and culture,
for
there's
music.
nothing like that.
Nothing like that, Mkhulu.
But I'm sure Mr. Gayton Mackenzie is watching now.
Mkhulu, I don't care. All these people don't care about music. They don't know music. They love music. They love to hear it. It makes them feel good. But how to preserve the music, how to preserve the culture, that's something they don't know, Mkhulu. They still got to learn that. Music, Mkhulu, is a story of a people. And if you cannot sustain that story, if you cannot keep that story, you know why I started doing this Mzabalazo music, Mkhulu? It was not to be a hero. It was about making a monument of struggle music. I knew Nelson Mandela would have a statue. I knew streets would be named after him. But what's the story of song? What will you name the monument for of song? So my idea was kuti lapha sizokhumbula ukuthi siphuma kuphi. Generations after this will remember where we come from. Because the songs they speak. Just the other day umntwana ephindengane washona. Nobody went back and said, this is what happened in Thokoza. This is the war in Thokoza. Nobody covered that. We sit on top of nonsense. We don't want to tell the truth so that we led by lies. And when you led by lies, you have war. You have bitterness. You have people hating each other. You wonder why gender-based violence is so high. It's because the government of freedom did not take it upon themselves, which they must give us post-traumatic stress syndrome treatment. They must treat that. We are hurting, we are paining. That's why we kill our wives so cruelly, because we are paining from apartheid. We are sore. But nobody cares. everybody just cares to make money, not the people to make money.
Yeah, that's a very
You know, Mkhulu,
sad reality.
we should never be poor in South Africa. Every mind, there's a mind that can take care of health only, and a mind that can take care of education only. There are minds, Mkhulu, that can, you can't even finish their resources.
True.
And it's phila kabuhlungu so.
Yeah,
The
no.
people of South Africa don't deserve this. 30 years of poverty,
Yeah, ayikho into eyenzakalayo.
30 years of regret. Uzisolo ukuthi bengiphakamela ngibiza amagama kabo Mandela. What was I thinking of? Amagama abantu abazosithengisa. Abantu Mkhulu, I'm not a charterist. I don't believe that this land belongs to everybody who live in it. I will never agree with that. But I agree that the people who are in this country should be looked after. They should be looked after. The land should be cared for by kings. Kings should not own the land, but the land should be in their care. So all the mines under their care should be state-owned so that we can begin to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing. Otherwise, these whites who are so happy today in South Africa, they are going to regret, because our grandchildren are going to rise up against them, and there will be war. As long as the land problem is not sorted, there's going to be war in South Africa. Listen to me today. The land thing has to be sorted, and I don't want my children to go and fight. I think we have been enough in the front line. Our children must enjoy the fruits.
That's true.
You know, these kids are gonna insult us, Mkhulu, our children. If we go with what's going on with this democracy, our children are gonna hate us. They're gonna come and piss on our graves. Nilogo nisbiza ma comrade, Nkulingo mazama comrade. You can't do nothing for the nation.
Yeah.
No, Mkhulu.
Yeah. But what is it that you can tell the minister, the current minister, arts and culture?
Mkhulu, there
Maybe.
is nothing I can tell him. When you take that position, you take it because you know you are effective. You are going to do things. South Africa, 30 years later, we still toy. Toy to government departments. We toy. How do you toy after freedom?
Hey.
This is exactly what was going on before freedom. We were toying and marching to places. We're still marching to places. How do these commanders feel, Bana, who are making us be marching to places? Do they feel they have done something right? They go around smiling. You know what Dayton says? He says, I have pity for you because you have to deal with robots. I don't have to deal with robots. So you can see we haven't got ministers here. We have got people who are doing each other favors. If I put him there, if Cyril Ramaphosa puts people there, bazilungisa. Lona singasebenzisana naye. He's not hard enough.
Yeah, that element.
Yes, he's okay. We can play with him. We can play with him.
But you're talking about good things now as we wrap up, Blondie.
Yes.
Indaba yobunyanga noma ukusebenza ngemithi usiza abantu iqale kanjani nje ubizo?
Mkhulu, ibizo liqala njena. I think if you ask many of us, you'll find the same story, basically. But now my story goes back, far back. I went to see Sangoma with my sister. I was little.
Okay.
And when the Sangoma was throwing the bones, I'm Hlola. The Sangoma said, you should follow your calling to my sister. You are called to be like us. That thing stayed with me somehow. It stayed with me because somehow, little as I was, I related, Uguti, that is my calling. Exactly, Mkhulu. I related. So, and then I grew up, and then when I was called, I resisted. I resisted. You can see, Mkhulu, if you look at my shorts, you find that bengifaka lezi zinto zamandawo, these cow shells on my head. Inyanga zibuke zithi lo
Ngathi useyasangana.
lo ufuna ukuba inyanga lo.
Ufuna.
Uzoba inyanga.
Yeah.
Bathi uzoba inyanga. And then I resisted. And then as long as I resist, you know, abogogo, they've got their ways to make you to find them. Ingane yami uLethoya wagula mkhulu. Wagula mkhulu for about 2 years. Into emphakamisayo kuyingoma nje. Makacula nje nangaphakama ame. Makacula nje na she's like wheelchair bound. And then after we took her to all the best specialists mkhulu, with that specialist Kubani Spiker or something here at not far from SABC, that hospital.
Okay.
He had this machine, you check your nerves and all that stuff. The only machine in Africa. He put us through that machine
Couldn't find anything.
They couldn't find anything. And then my younger brother, my adopted brother, self-adopted into the family, he says, Blondes, I know someone in Springs. And now he knows that I was a religious person then.
Okay.
You know, he says, Mariloma lenyanga lena futhi iyatandaza. You know, just to convince me. He says, let's try and take this child there. We can't go on like this with this child. And then we went to Springs. We got there, sithole isangoma wathi hayi ngenani. Hayi walahla amathambo wahlola. Wathi I've got some good news and some bad news for you. Kuthi lengani lena abe right. Kufanele agcoke lempahla lezi ngisigcokile mina. Kufanele kube umunye umuntu wethu. And then no, that was even before she said that. She took us outside and made a ritual there outside of fire, where my daughter had to jump over the fire and jump back again. So, singene lengani siphethe so mkhulu. And then lenyanga ithi kuye maqeda ukwenza lo mlilo ithi jumpa la. Ngicabanga ukuthi mina ingane ngeke ijumpe. Ngithi ayahlanya lesangoma lesi.
Jambisa umntwana umlilo.
Hayi avela phakama ingane. Yajumpa. Hayi yajumpa futhi yabuya. Wathi kuye upholile manje sisi. Kodwa until ugcoka lempahla lezi lento izobuya. Makasho kanjalo ngathi Lethoya, you are 16 years old my darling. You can't ask me for permission. This is something I cannot make a decision for you on. Tell me, what do you want to do? He says, Daddy, but you know me. You know I'm always reading mysterious books. You know that I'm always making inquiries about these things. So I am ready, Dad. And we said, okay, my darling. And whereas that time she was doing idols mkhulu. When the idols thola ubizo lungaka mkhulu. Fanele uyeke yonke into mkhulu.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, she had to leave everything mkhulu. And she twasad. A year later ayangisukela ayangishaya mkhulu. Angazo ngathi khona into esigijima ngaphakathi kumzimba wami. Awazi ukuthi kwenzakalani mkhulu, confusion nje. So my wife took me, my second wife took me to Springs. Springs bathi okay, now hlalani lapho ngaphandle sizoza sizonilanda. While they were getting ready, mina idlozi labhodla.
Hey.
Mabathi bayabuya bathi, "Hey lo muntu sofikile bafowethu." Lungisani qedani lapho. Hey balungisa ngespeed, hayi bangifaka. Hayi la bhodla izozi. Hayi la ngene idlozi libhodla ungathi inkomo.
Yeah.
Ebulawayo mkhulu.
Emadoda.
Hayi sangena wabhodla umkhulu. Hayi kwabanjalo.
That's how it began.
It was quick because abanye abantu mkhulu, it takes you time ukuthi leli khehla livele. And that's how it happened. And I ngavele ngahlala khona lapho mkhulu. The times were not great my wife had to make plans for me.
Yeah.
Bekukubi. Umama Winnie Mandela had a son-in-law there who was tossering with me.
Okay.
So one of the things she did, she came and she brought us food. And we're not supposed to eat food from outside. But her food, Ubaba made us eat it. She would bring us food. She would bring us money. So we were able to buy the necessities, the bare necessities. Umuntu ephehlweni mkhulu makakuhlaba nge5 rand mkhulu uhlabe ngemillion mkhulu.
Yeah,
Yo.
kunzima ephehlweni.
Kunzima mkhulu.
Hey madoda.
I know Mama Winnie, she took care. She was a superstar.
Hey.
And this brother of mine that I was tossering with, the son-in-law Winnie, he really took care of me also. I can never undermine that.
But awupheleli lapho ngomculo Blondie. Khona umculo, I think something you're working on right now.
Thokoza mkhulu.
Yeah, and one song I know about, which song is that? There's a song I know that you're busy with right now, Last Number. Is it what is the name of that song?
Last Number is an album.
Okay.
It's going to be a 6-track album.
Okay.
It's made possible by Impra and Samro's contribution.
Okay.
Yes, they have a fund where they help artists. So that funding is helping me to put this album together and bring artists like Pekasi, talented that don't have a chance without me and this doing what I'm doing. They don't have a chance of ever being heard. Their music will never be heard. So I've just put those people together. People that come to visit me and share their talent with me. So I've got those guys, and it's like a multi-artist.
Okay, so what genre is
It's jazz.
Oh, it's jazz.
It's jazz.
Okay, I thought you'll go for my piano.
I'd
it's an
love
in
to
thing
go
now.
to my piano, but I can't even dance on my piano. So how do I start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, it was very nice to have you on Happy Days, and thank you so much. It's been long. I know that people have been yearning about you coming into our show. So I think it was a great lesson.
Gratitude.
Yeah,
Mr.
the lesson osifundise lona ngomculo where you coming from ngomculo, it is very rich. Siyakujabulela kakhulu.
Kujabula mina
Siya-
makwande lapha entathe khona.
Siyahalali, sithi halala.
Halala.
Maybe ungavala nje ngayo ile engiyithandayo le yami. Baby, I miss you.
Sometimes in the middle of the night,
Ba,
I know
ba, ba, da,
you
ba,
will call, but right now I'm missing you.
But
Baby, I'm missing you.
As we say
you,
no.
you, you.
And out. I'm a flirty lapo.